Hi everyone, it's Christina from the DIYmommy.com, and today I want to show you how to make beautiful paper roses from dollar store streamers. You guys know I love to make DIY flowers. You might have seen my DIY fabric peonies tutorial. I will leave that link in the description box below, as well as my updated peonies tutorial with stems. Today I wanted to show you how to make some paper flowers. These are paper roses, and the best part of this DIY project is that I'm using supplies from the dollar store. So I'm starting with these pink streamers. These were 2 streamer packages for $1.25 at Dollarama, and they are crepe paper streamers, which is what is going to give our flowers a nice realistic look. I tried to find regular crepe paper, couldn't find it locally, so these streamers were my next idea, and I'm really happy with how these turned out. Next, I'm using some barbecue skewers. These are from the dollar store as well, and these are going to be the stems of my paper roses. I'm also using Aleene's Fast Grab Tacky Glue. I like this a little better for this project than hot glue because it is thinner. As well, I'm using some ribbon, and this is optional, but it does give a nice touch to the stem of your flower. As well, you'll need some scissors, and I got these scissors at Anthropologie last year and I love them. So first of all, cut squares from your crepe paper streamer. So you don't have to be exact with the measurement. I just eyeball it and cut squares as best I can. So for my flowers, I'm cutting 20 squares from my streamer. So the less squares you cut, the smaller your flower is going to be. The more squares you cut, the thicker and fuller your flower is going to be, and that is totally up to you. But for mine, I'm using 20 squares of streamer paper. Next, you're going to cut a length of streamer that is about a foot or so long. Again, just eyeball it. It's not necessary to have it exact. Then put a strip of the Aleene's Tacky Glue on the bottom of the streamer. You can just do little dabs or a long stream. It's totally up to you. Then take the pointed end of your barbecue skewer and place it on top of the streamer like I'm doing here. Just make sure the top of the streamer is covering that pointed end of your barbecue skewer, and start twisting the streamer around the skewer. You're going to want to angle it slightly so you get the nice rolled effect of the interior of a rose. So angle it slightly and also pinch the bottom slightly as you're going along so that the top of this swirl is a little bit fuller than the bottom. And the nice thing about crepe paper is it's really easy to manipulate. You can pinch it as you go on the bottom to make that cone shape. Here's how the interior of your rose is looking when it's all finished. My hands are very gluey, so I've had to wash my hands throughout this tutorial. Then you're going to grab all of your crepe paper squares that you cut from your streamers. So take one square, fold it in half, make sure the grain of the paper is running up and down. This is really important. And then cut a really rough petal shape. So a rounded top and then a little bit thinner on the bottom. Again, the exactness isn't important here, just a rough petal shape. Open up the square of crepe paper, and now you're going to take your thumbs, put them in the middle of the petal, and then pull the crepe paper up and out, and that's going to give your petal a nice rounded shape. And that's why we're using these crepe paper streamers, is because you can pull them and manipulate them to make a nice rounded petal shape. Next, take your tacky glue and put a few dabs on the bottom on that straight edge of your petal, and then start attaching it to the base of your paper rose. So I just attach it on the bottom like this. I make sure that it stays curved. You can sort of pinch or gather the bottom of your petals as you go, and then continue on in this way. So again, grab a square of the streamer paper, cut a really nice rough petal shape from it, open it up, and push and pull it into that nice curved petal shape that a rose has, and then put a few dabs of tacky glue on the bottom of the petal. And then you're going to overlap it slightly over the former petal that you put on, just like I'm doing here. And then you're going to pinch it in place and gather it slightly if you want. So make sure each petal overlaps the previous one slightly, and that's going to give you the nice rose look. So keep doing this until you've run out of all your petals, overlapping as you go, gathering slightly as you go. Just keep pinching the base of the rose and you're going to get that beautiful rose look. So here's how the rose looks with all the petals attached. I'm really happy with how realistic this looks. I think it looks so pretty, especially considering I used dollar store supplies and just really simple crepe paper streamers. So for me, this took about 15 to 20 minutes to make each rose. The more you make, the faster you'll get. So you could make, a dozen probably in an hour or two. I think the more the better in this case. You could use them for a variety of different things. You could put them in a vase and make a faux arrangement. You could cut the skewers off so that the roses are a little bit shorter. You could use them on crafts. You can use them on artwork. And now I want to show you how you could finish the skewer at the bottom if you want, if you're using this in like a bouquet sort of situation. So just take some of this green satin ribbon, thin, thick, doesn't really matter. And what you need to do is cut off about 2-inch strips, so 3 or 4 2-inch strips from the roll of ribbon. And these are going to make the leaves that are at the base of your rose, and just kind of curve and angle the end of these strips with your scissors slightly to make a leaf shape. Take some of that tacky glue once again and dab a little bit of it onto the bottom of your ribbon like this. And then take it and lay it onto the base of your rose like I'm doing here. And this is going to give it that look that you have those little leaves at the base of your rose, makes it look a little more realistic, especially like I said, if you're using it in an arrangement situation, if you just want to put a few of these in a vase or on display, this kind of gives it a nice finished look. So I ended up putting 4 of these leaves at the base of my rose, and just make sure to pinch them at the bottom, make sure they're nice and stuck to that barbecue skewer. And then after that, you're going to take a nice long length of the green ribbon. I just actually left mine on the spool, put some tacky glue onto the first 6 inches or so of it, and start spiraling it around that barbecue skewer from the top to the bottom. And you're going to cover all of the ends of those leaves at the top so everything stays nice and firmly, and spiral the ribbon all the way down the skewer like I'm doing here. Cut off the excess ribbon, take some more tacky glue, and then just use that to tack the end of the stem like this. I really like this look too. This is definitely a great alternative if you want to show the full length of the rose. So either way, I think these roses look really nice, and there's so many different ways that you could use them. I'm just using them on my mantle right now as decor on top of some vintage books, but let me know in the comments below if you would try to make these paper roses and how you would use them. I would love to hear. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more DIY and decor ideas, and I'll see you guys all again in the next video. Bye!